Gardens Tampa is a park in Tampa, Florida. I mean, obviously, it's in the name. This is my favorite park of all time because it is my first ever theme park. A theme park is like Disneyland or Universal Studios. An amusement park is like Carowinds or Cedar Point. But this park has amazing theming, especially in the desert section of the park. And with the amazing theming comes a world-class lineup. Top of the lineup is Iron Gwazi, which is an absolute world-class coaster and is my number one coaster overall. I mean, what did you expect? Also, they have not 8 other coasters. I will not be including Sand Serpent because I rode it last summer, but I do not say that it is in the list, deserving to be in the list anymore, because it is not in the lineup. It is now defunct. Number 9, Air Grover. This is just a very fun kiddie coaster. I might prefer these to the long train coasters like Harley Quinn Crazy Train at Six Flags Great Adventure or the one at Geauga Lake. But this coaster, it gives some airtime in the back on the drop and it has a fun helix. And the airtime is kind of good. You will get nothing in the front, but it has a good 2 helixes, and I wish it did more laps. Number 8 is Tigress. Tigress would be a good ride if it didn't have those terrible harness over-the-shoulder rubber restraints, the comfort collar. Why are they called comfort collars? When I would rather have a seatbelt on a car? These are the most uncomfortable restraints ever. But anyways, if they didn't have it, I think it would be number 6 in the park. Also, this coaster does give random positives throughout its layout. It does give ejector too, but the random positives are kind of uncomfortable. But I do like the backwards launch. It's very fun in the backwards seat only. No other seat is good. Number 7 is Scorpion. Scorpion is my first and only Scorescoff that I've ridden so far. And I think I started off with a pretty good one. I rode in the back row, and the back row, I did not expect it to have a cable lift too. That's kind of crazy. In the back row, the drop, being whipped down that first drop into that intense vertical loop, is one of the best moments of all of Busch Gardens Tampa. I would say, in my opinion. And the helixes give insane laterals because they're not really banked too insanely. So they give amazing laterals while giving crazy positives. And honestly, I think I like the finale helix the best on the ride because, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, bro. It's so good. And then you go flying into the brakes. That's how good the pacing is. I mean, it's not a long ride by any means. It's a very short ride, but it has good pacing, and I love it. Number 6 is Cobra's Curse. I'm saying Cobra's Curse is number 6 because it holds such a special place in my heart because of how unique it is. This coaster is the best themed coaster I've ever been on. I mean, that might not be saying a lot, but this coaster has a whole mini pre-show before you go into the elevator lift. And there's a real snake in the queue line. Don't even get me started on the queue line. The queue line is so good. It has kind of low capacity, so it might move slow, but the queue line definitely keeps you entertained. It has an entire snake statue. The first drop is good in the back row. It gives some actual good floater. The onboard audio can make a ride so much better than it already would be. Hulk without the onboard audio, I know I haven't ridden it, but I'm pretty sure it would not be as good. It would not be as good. I know that for a fact. But this ride without the onboard audio, it would be kind of bad. I'm just saying this right now. I like how it has a backwards spinning and forward section. That's cool. Backward chain lift is kind of cool. Backwards double down is kind of crazy. As a really forceful helix, I would say this is kind of close to an extreme ride. And the spinning on this ride is so fun. I would like, it's like a family version of Copperhead Strike if it was spinning. Probably because it's the same manufacturer and the same track. So honestly, it's honestly the exact same thing if you put Copperhead Strike but spinning. But it has an elevator lift hill. Number 5 is SheiKra. Now SheiKra is better than Valraven. Don't even try and tell me Valraven is better than SheiKra. SheiKra absolutely destroys Valraven. It honestly full pieces it, full box, 200. It just destroys it. It one pumps it. There is no chance. Valraven stands no chance against it. Because this coaster, one thing that can make or break the coaster is a restraint. Now, Valraven has vest restraints, and this has over-the-shoulder restraints. If Valraven had over-the-shoulder restraints, it would be amazing. It would probably be a higher tier dive coaster. But SheiKra, I'm pretty sure it will be my favorite dive coaster of all time. Maybe Griffin will be better when I get out there one day, I don't know. But I think this will be the best coaster, the best dive coaster in my opinion. Because it has theming too. This park is a theme park, and I love it for that. I absolutely love it. It's forceful for a dive coaster too, and the drops. Holy floater. That floater is good. Like, I would say that's the strongest floater before becoming Flowjector. And it grabs the stomach drop feeling while getting floater. It's an awesome experience. I don't know why this coaster doesn't get more hype. Because it's like Oblivion. It goes into the hole. And then it goes into like a little turnaround that doesn't do much. Number 4 is Kumba. Now this ride is insanely intense. Mom, if you're watching this, I would not put you on this ride. I'm telling you that right now. I would not put you on this ride. Just because of how absolutely bonkers this ride is. Vertical loop, perfect. Perfect vertical loop. Immelman can be better. The Immelman can be better, but it's still good. And then you get to the Zero G roll, which might be the single-handedly most snappy element on any coaster. More snappy than Maverick's S-Bends. I'm telling you right there and then, you can't change my mind. You cannot change my mind. It is more snappy than Maverick's S-Bends. Amazing Cobra roll too. The Cobra roll is almost as snappy as the Zero G roll. Not quite as snappy. I would still say Maverick's S-Bends are more snappy. But this coaster is very underrated in my opinion, and is a very fun coaster that I lapped 15 times because my dad couldn't ride it because he was kind of disabled at that moment. He needed to sit down. I think he rode Montu and he got disabled. Number 3 is Cheetah Hunt. Cheetah Hunt? I have a perfect impression for Cheetah Hunt. If you mixed Maverick and the Beast together, you would get Cheetah Hunt. Because it's snappy like Maverick, it's a blitz coaster like Maverick, it's comfortable like Maverick. No, don't even get me started. These restraints are comfortable. I would rather this than any over-the-shoulder restraint that you guys are begging for on Intamin blitzes or something. Or accelerators. I love this ride. I love it. I can't explain. Because it's just so long, too. And you can watch the animals while on it. It's an inversion on a family thrill coaster. And it has S-bends over the water, which is kind of cool. And the airtime hills hit so insanely hard that I honestly think it's close to El Toro airtime. Why is a family coaster hitting that hard? And, whoa, pause. But anyways, this has amazing launches too. It will push you back into your seat like you are riding Intamin, accelerator. It's kind of crazy. Number 2 is Montu. Get it? Number 2, Montu. But anyways, this It has a pre-drop on an invert. I mean, what do you expect? It's an invert. Basically all the inverts have a pre-drop. And then it starts off with a chain lift, like all the other inverts. And then it goes it drops and then goes into a vertical loop, just like all the other inverts. Then it goes into an Immelman, which the Immelman is so snappy. It's just awesome. Then you go into a 0-0, 0-0. It hits pretty hard. And then you go into a Batwing. That's all I'm saying. I can't. If I start talking about this Batwing, then I won't stop talking about this Batwing. Your feet get absolutely annihilated on this Batwing, on the trench in the Batwing. Your feet will be pushed back into your seat, even though your feet are in the sky. And then you go into your mid-course brake run, slows you down a little bit. I know, wah, 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 it sucks. Then you go into a vertical loop, which this vertical loop is like the Batman the Ride clones. It is so insanely intense. Then you go into my favorite element on the ride, the corkscrew. This corkscrew hits so hard because it's like a surprise. You're driving in and out trenches, think it's just meandering, and all of a sudden, boom, corkscrew. And number one is Iron Gwazi. This coaster, I can't. I'm so lucky that I rode this. It was like windy all day and I got one ride on it, but one ride was all I needed. It has the best first drop on any RMC that I've ridden. I've only ridden 3. I know, this kind of sucks. But the overbank is giving laterals while you're getting ejector airtime, and the death roll. The death roll feels like Maverick's second launch. Golly gee goodness. Golly gee, I haven't been giving out as much golly gee goodness. I'm kind of forgetting about golly gee goodness, but I gotta give the death roll golly gee goodness. Goes into a weird overbank that doesn't do much. But then the wave turn! The wave turn! It's the best element on any coaster. The wave turn on Iron Gwazi. Best element. Then you go into like a weird double up that gives some good floater. Then you go into your final finale of a whole bunch of bunny hills, but they're like bigger bunny hills, like almost like a camelback mixed with a bunny hills. And each one of these hills give amazing ejector, and then you do a drop off. You randomly drop off the bunny hill finale into the brake runs, and the drop off gives probably El Toro airtime, like the blood rushes to your head. How good that airtime is. And the wave turn. I need to get back to the wave turn because you're getting insane laterals and ejector at the same time. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this Busch Gardens Tampa ranking. I hope to get out to Tampa, Florida again to ride Phoenix Rising in 2024. That is not happening in 2024. I'm too poor for that because I'm going to have to be paying for this. I don't know why. But maybe 2027? I don't know. Maybe I can fit that into my Florida trip because I'm probably going to Florida in 2027. I don't know. Stay tuned for like 3 years, bro. Yeah, no one's doing that. But anyways, I'm honestly just pumped for Phoenix Rising. It took out Sand Serpent. I would probably rather them add like a family boomerang or something. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Bye-bye.